we were cut off then. You couldn't go to Normanton and you couldn't go to Georgetown because the Maitland Creek had a big washout across it.
Norman River and right at the Spear Creek here, Gilbert, all joined together. They come up the Norman Road there, just one big scope of water.
And Normanton, well, it's a lot lower than Croydon, and it was just half the town was underwater there, you know.
But it didn't affect us in Croydon much, but only if we wanted to go to Georgetown or to Normanton, because the river was closed off then.
That Flinders River, but that joins with them too. That Flinders River go back about 40 odd k back to hits the Bang Bang Range there, and that's where your floodwater is.
Yeah, well.
That's unreal water, eh?
And yes, the dogs too, they put crates on the side, put the dogs on the sides of crates and flew them all out.
And then we ended up in Cairns a few weeks, we went down there for a while. We were stuck there for a while and couldn't get home.
And then they took them all to Normanton, they flew them out to Normanton. You had a choice of going to Mount Isa or Cairns.
We did get back north by plane, and then finally in the motor come up, we all come up and it.
It sort of went both ways. Yeah. I didn't, I just stayed.
Then you had to go across the little bridge, and it had, like, wasn't very good. It had holes in it. And
1951 was a good flood. It rained in January. The rain motor couldn't run from Northern for 7 weeks, but everyone got through all right. Like that sort of stuff only last for a week or some few days, but 74 lasted, you know, for a long time.
Well, actually, at the same time, that 74, that's when the cattle price fell down. I'll tell you a bit more hint there. And I think we were paying 32 cents for a beer, and you said about right. You said it could put another stuff a bit dearer. We finished up selling cattle then after that, and we got $1.50. We cleared it from Eda and Reed. We cleared $1.50 a head. That's when the cattle market went right out.
But still, top end of the town was still out. Well, tying their boats up to the top pub there. Yeah.
In Normanton?
Yeah, been good, eh? Yeah, the bottom hotel, have you been to Normanton? No, well, when you get there. The Albion at the bottom end was only a roof sticking out of it, you know.
But here in Croydon, see, because we're high up, we don't actually go underwater here. But all the creeks were bankers and all that sort of stuff.
It rained 40 days, didn't it? Something like 40 days.
That wasn't for you, didn't it?
Yeah. It was the highest of water we ever seen, but I'll tell you something, you can put on your calendar, watch the year 2028, there'd be a bigger flood than 74.
The water was from 5 foot right up, from Burns Phillip right up to the corner of the Westpac Bank, because we used to get in a motorboat there and go downtown in the motorboat.
Oh, we went into, but Normanton, they had to take them out of Normanton, see, in Corumba.
Yeah.
Well, we were right here.
Yeah.
Because we were on high ground, you mean, but...
Yeah, it was way over the bridge, you know, you couldn't cross it for a week or so.
Oh yeah, cut off, yeah. And so you washed the bridge away, washed part of the thing at the Gilbert River Bridge, and all that, it's a big bend there in the river, Gilbert River there, and the water couldn't go straight ahead, so they come straight through and cut the road off.
When the water did go down, it wasn't Caroline Street, it was Caroline Creek. Because I had holes up to 6 foot deep, and I got a fish about 2 foot long out of it. Yeah, had to climb down and get them out. Oh yeah, we had fish for tea.
Then they had no booze in the pub because you can cut out of booze, cut out of food. So we took 3 cars up there and you know, picked the stuff up and brought it back then, the first trip up there.
But yeah, 1974 was their biggest wet.
Because on the banks of Norman there used to be a big prawn works there. Well, after the flood, it was gone. It used to be a nice flat country. Well, even now, after all these years, it's still all chewed up bad. But that building went downstream, and the stations were, I think they lost about 200,000 head of cattle or more, because the fellas be out prawning, and they said they'd come across cattle 60, 70 mile out, still swimming.
They'd go into the banks of the creek, and the banks of the creek give away because they went over the top of them and they're so boggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had all that sort of stuff pretty often. You'd get that, yeah.
There's nothing you do about it. You reckon the sharks and the crocs had a good feed.
74 flood, there was certainly a lot of work after that one.
Well, my adopted brother, he lived down the end of the street. Well, his place was way under, and there was an Ampol depot, so you were rounding up 44-gallon drums of fuel and oil for quite a while.
And one bloke ended up town, he got the horses on the road and he couldn't get around them to stop them for bog. And he ended up with them back in town all hours that night, but the other bloke was out there about 30, 40 mile out with the cattle. So he's out there having a good time on his own. And some of us went out then because it was a worry where he was, you know. No way of getting in touch with him, you know. No two ways or nothing those days. Didn't carry them on the saddle then, up to then. But anyway, yeah, we got him. He was all right. Finally, a couple of us rode out.